save
Maybe you
this
should become
country.
a Democrat, Marjorie.
No, I'm not a Democrat. You want to know something? I'll say this. I think both parties have failed.
Yeah.
Both parties have failed.
This is worse.
Yeah.
He's worse. Sorry, you know that. He's still your favorite president. He goes against everything you just said.
Look, I like Donald Trump. I fought for him to win. I'm very thankful for the secure border. I'm friends with Lake and Riley's mother. And we saw I serve on Homeland Security, over 12 million people came across our border, over 2 million gotaways. These are terrorists, cartels, all kinds of criminals. We don't know where they are in this country, and that affects all of us. That's not a political party thing.
That's one thing. There's so many other things to go after him on.
That you seem to disagree on. I've got to tell you, I'm sitting here just stumped. Because you are a very different person than I thought you were.
Well, you've only seen me in clips
Yes,
and headlines, and that's not fair.
And that is true. Now, you've broken from the Republican Party on a number of issues, including, besides the shutdown, such as the war in Gaza, tariffs, Trump's desire to expand AI, foreign aid. But you've also had these clips highlighting the very public spats that you've had with your colleagues, where your behavior, some say, is just unbecoming for a congresswoman. And you're promoting conspiracy theories like QAnon in the past. But you seem to have grown past that. And I feel like I'm sitting next to a completely different Marjorie Taylor Greene. Why the change? Why the evolution?
Well, Sunny,
it's like you've gone so right. It's like you're on the left now. It's like this.
I'm not on the left, and we could talk about Russian collusion. That was a conspiracy theory and a lie. There's lies that come from both sides. Let's be really honest with one another.
Well, the Russians did try to affect the outcome of the election.
Russia collusion with Donald Trump was an absolute lie, and all the information's coming out. So both sides have had their lies, but here's where I'm at. All of this two-party fighting, you guys, you are all victims of the political industrial complex. And it's built on fundraising and fighting and toxic just garbage. And that exists all over social media, but that's not going to solve our problems in this country.
Would you say you don't believe in the QAnon conspiracies anymore?
Oh, I went over that a long time ago. I mean,
you've changed?
Well, no, I haven't changed. I was a victim just like you were of media lies and stuff you read on social media. You all have attacked me many times on this show. Because of things that you read about me that weren't true.
Or clips we've seen.
Or clips you've seen
the Jewish
that
space
took me out of
lasers.
context.
What was that about?
No, but
Wait, hold
not
up.
even true.
Let's take a second, because I'm getting the...
Oh, did you guys see that? For a minute there, I thought I was watching a Care Bears episode. That was so sweet. And the part I really liked was when Marjorie said, no, she's not a Democrat, but is she a roach? Because that's what Sunny Hostin called Republican white women. She implied they're roaches.
I read a poll just yesterday that white Republican suburban women are now going to vote Republican.
Why?
It's almost like roaches voting for Raid, right?
I think that's insulting to the voter.
They're voting against their own self-interest. Do they want to live in Gilead?
Okay, so do we love
in the hands?
Do we love democracy or not? Because just saying that it's insulting to the voter. People make up decisions on what's right for their family, and the idea that you should have a say.
Okay, so let's get into this. We have Marjorie Taylor Greene on election day. She goes on The View. Now, they generally tell Republicans no. Many Republicans have said, from Matt Walsh, from Ben Shapiro to Kamala Kamala, whatever her name is, have all tried to go on The View because they're staunchly conservative and they tell them no. But all of a sudden, they allow Marjorie Taylor Greene, and she has these kumbaya moments with them on election day. Okay. Nicole, would you have had the same posture as she had with the ladies?
No, I would have not made it, because I would have went after Alyssa Farrow first. Yeah. Because everybody hates a damn traitor.
Yeah. Oh,
everybody hates a traitor.
Phone in my office, my district office in Washington, is ringing off the hook every single day. People are beyond outraged and they're terrified, but this has been going on for a long time. Democrats voted for the ACA in 2010. It went into effect in 2014. That was the year that we saw our health insurance policy for a family of 5 go from $800 a month to $2,400 a month. And I'll say this, we also watch health insurance companies drop out of the market, and healthcare costs have risen and risen and risen and risen. But I'm going to pick on Republicans. Republicans never fixed it. And then the ACA tax credits were passed in 2021, and there was a sunset date of the end of this year. And Republicans never made a plan for that. And I have been I yelled at Mike Johnson last week on our GOP conference call. By the way, I'm missing the call today. It's going on right now. And I hope that Mike Johnson is finally giving a single health care policy because the country deserves it, and it shouldn't be a secret. And I shouldn't have to go into a skiff to go find our Republican health insurance plan.
Maybe
Honestly,
there is no plan.
You know what? You want to know something? That, I believe, is the truth. There's a lot of ideas, there's a lot of bills, but there's no consensus. And I think that's a failure. I do.
Well, I want to talk about MAGA voters who believed that the president made promises like lowering grocery prices on day one. Right now, grocery prices, inflation is up, soybean and cattle farmers are on the verge of bankruptcy. Millions have lost their food stamps and are about to lose their health care, while we're watching $40 billion to bail out Argentina. What is going on?
I don't know. I am so America first. I feel like I live it and breathe it. And that's my district, and that's what people want. They are so tired of their hard-earned tax dollars being sent overseas to foreign wars and foreign aid and foreign causes, while life in America just becomes more and more unaffordable. We want this money invested at home for our infrastructure, for programs, for our people, and most importantly, for my children's generation and their children and their children and generations to come. And I have to say, that's what I've campaigned on the entire time. Everybody's like, Marjorie Taylor Greene has changed. And I'm like, oh, no, nothing has changed about me. I am staying absolutely 100% true to the people that voted for me and true to my district. And I am so angry when I drive around my district to all these beautiful...
Whoo, folks, I am so upset. I am so upset by this interview, and I'm trying to keep my cool because first of all, I want to say this. If it's the truth, I say go for it. I'm always looking for the truth. But for her to go on here on election day and agree with the disgusting Sunny Hostin, who is called all kinds of names on the right. She called us all kinds of names and not push back on most of anything that was said. This woman needs to be primary. She needs to be primary. Nicole, what are your thoughts on what she said? First of all, is she being truthful about these ACA premiums and the economy? I mean, you tell me.
So she's incredibly wealthy. So it doesn't matter if eggs are $8 or $3. It makes her no difference either way. Her children are well provided for. They're adults. She doesn't have like little tiny children, but she's worth what, 21 million?
Something like that. I don't know. I know it's like maybe double digits.
Yeah. She's got a ton of money. So, miss me with this, poor old me working Joe bullshit. And let's hear this. She wants to run for a higher seat. So she's trying to take a step to the middle and coming on The View and acquiescing to these women as they pour more crap on top of her head. And she's sitting there smiling. Oh, I like it. I like it. I like it. She's damaging her brand. The district that she comes from is staunchly Republican. We're talking Newt Gingrich Republican. She's hurting herself here. Maybe she's got her eye on another district that has a bigger purple piece.
Governor.
But Nicole, what I'm upset about, we got too much at risk.
Of course
we have too much at risk. And then she goes on to The View of all places and trashes Republicans for most of her time. Yeah. I don't like that. I really don't. And not only did she trash them, she lied. She lied. And let me tell you why. Okay. Let's talk about healthcare premiums in the ACA. So Republicans have clawed at repealing or fixing the Affordable Care Act over 60 times through symbolic votes and real bills. But the Dems have played dirty defense with vetoes, filibusters, and unified lockstep no's to keep their government takeover alive. So you want to know when? Let's go through it. 2011 to 2016, the GOP-controlled House passed repeal after repeal. The 2015 Restoring America's Healthcare Freedom Reconciliation Act that sailed 240 to 189, but Obama vetoed it. Then the Democrat Senate stonewalled it, costing us billions in wasted premiums while premiums skyrocketed to 105% nationwide. Fast forward to 2017, when we finally had Trump and a full Congress control. The American Health Care Act passed the House 217 to 213, but Senate Democrats hid behind the filibuster rule, needing 60 votes we didn't have. And even with reconciliation, 3 rhino defections tanked the skinny repeal. 49 to 51. Remember McCain's infamous thumbs down after Dems whipped up hysteria over millions losing coverage. Now, since then, Democrats snatched the House in 2018, blocking any fixes. So we had Biden's 2021 through 2023 Democrat trifecta supercharged the ACA subsidies to buy votes. We've talked about this time and time again on here, exploding the deficit by $280 billion while hiding premium hikes. She didn't say any of that.
No, she did not.
She didn't say one thing of that. She let Sunny Hostin sit there and trash Republicans. Now, I know Republicans are not perfect. I'm not saying that, but at least be honest. Be honest and talk about what you're there for. You're trying to get a Senate seat. You're trying to move to the middle. You don't give a damn about conservatives. And listen, we have too much on the line for people like her. That's just, I mean, that's my opinion. What are your thoughts, Shelley?
Okay.
Right.
I mean, like, what do you want me to say?
Right.
I mean, what do you want me to
What's
say?
left?
No,
What's left?
Basically, I'm talking about, again, the economy. That's what I've been saying all night and, over the last couple of weeks. We have offered several plans that were, voted down, not passed, whatever the case may be. However, all I'm saying is that we need to focus on the economics. The healthcare has risen, wages have slightly outpaced inflation, but there is this is an Axios article, a poll, basically talking about Americans. We're talking about the American dream. That the American dream achievement idea is low among Americans in general, which means that there is still a disconnect. We need to have the economic discussions, taxes, healthcare, food costs, consumer prices. This is what we need to do. And right now, we're not doing that. And all I'm saying is we don't have time to just sit back and just keep bickering over bullshit. Exactly. I'm not saying those things are not important. I'm not saying they don't have a time and a place, but we don't have time. Midterms are less than a year or give or take a year away. That's it.
Trump has just been, he hasn't even been in office for a year. Has he been in office for a year yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Okay. I mean, what do we want? 20. What do we want, folks? Okay. What you're saying, those are things parents are supposed to teach their children. Now, we do have we're on an uphill battle because we're fighting against the education system, which they are overstepping and indoctrinating many children, many young adults into just lies. But when we're talking about the economy, now you can take this for face value if you want. Here they are talking about how the economy fares today versus when it was under President Biden.
I like what the Economist said. They said the goal of affordability from Mamdani is worthy, but not his methods. His methods, as I just laid out, do not work. But Donald Trump's methods do work on this issue. Donald Trump gave Joe Biden, this is a fact, 1.4% inflation. You had Joe Biden that drove that up to 9.1%. Hand you 1.4, drive it up to 9.1. Donald Trump is successful 9 months in at bringing down prices. A dozen eggs, the price has dropped 79%. National average of gasoline dropped $3 per gallon in the first week of November. He beat market expectations in September with the inflation rate at 2.5%. Remember, it used to be at 9.1. Inflation-adjusted private sector wages increased by over 1,000. 30-year fixed mortgages, the nation was 6.7 at the end of October, 12% lower than when he took office. Donald Trump's policies are working. Last night, blue politicians won in blue cities. Do we need to get the messaging right heading into the midterms? Yes. But Donald Trump's methods, again, are working. Joe Biden's took us to 9.1% inflation. I've got the data. I've got the facts. And President Trump, I guarantee you, is going to share those facts in about 51 minutes.
All right. All right. Why didn't Marjorie Taylor Greene say any of that? She had a huge platform to reach leftists and maybe some people in the middle that watch The View. And she used it to trash Republicans the majority of the time, and Donald Trump.
But she used it to try to get closer and closer to the seat that she wants.
Okay.
But I'm just going to say, the next time Fox wants somebody to drop some receipts, they should call you. So you can take that hot fish grease right on over to Fox, take it right down to Bethesda and do your thing, girlfriend.
All right.